Alright, this lesson is about the theme from Witch's Dance, which is number 8 in Book 2. And I've chosen to focus on 3 things in this lesson, and I'll describe and perform each thing for you. Then I'm going to tell you a story about this piece that I think will really help you get into the character of Theme from Witch's Dance. And then I'll perform it all the way through so you can hear how those ideas come together. The first thing I want to focus on are the dotted rhythms that come back over and over throughout this piece. We have dotted 8th notes followed by 16th notes, scattered throughout the entire piece. So that idea is going to work best if we perform it really in a crisp way, with a very crisp bow. If it's too smooth, it sounds like a totally different piece. And maybe the witches aren't dancing, instead they're kind of lazing around, couch potato witches. So we really want to keep it crisp, and the way to do that is to create a little pinch with your bow between the 2 notes. I like to think of pinching as though I'm jumping. So if I know that I have to jump 2 times, I'm going to get down on my knees, get prepared to jump. I've bent my knees, then I let go and I come right back for the next jump, and then I finish it out. But if I prepare for the first one, jump, and then lock my knees, and don't prepare for the second jump, and then I try to jump without bending my knees, the second jump isn't really going to work. I'm not going to go very far. So in the same way with my bow, I need to prepare, I need to bend the knees of my bow, and I do that by pinching with the fingers on my bow hold and the rotation of my hold and arm so that I can bring the stick closer to the hair. Every time I do that, it's like preparing the bow for a jump. So I'm going to play the notes, the first note in these dotted patterns. I'm going to play the 8th note, the dotted 8th note, then pinch my bow, and continue with the next note. Same thing here, up bow, I pinch, or I play the note, then I pinch, and continue. So if I put that together quickly, we get that very crisp, exciting sound. Okay, so there's a pinch in the middle of a hook. Down, pinch down. Up, pinch up. Okay? So the second idea that I want to focus on are its very strong up bow accents, and essentially we accomplish that sound in exactly the same way. But listen to it. These up bow accents are the exclamation points at the end of these little ideas in the beginning. That was one. Here's another one. There it is. So we want that really strong punch of a note. The way to do that is set the bow at the tip and pinch again. Bring the stick close to the hair. You see my hand, my bow hold is working here. I'm going to pinch and then let go. If I pinch and don't let go, listen to the sound I make. It's not very pretty. So it's really important to grab the string to pinch and then let go right away and follow up with a nice long bow. So listen to how the sticky and the crisp dotted figures come together with the exclamation points, the accented up bows. Okay, now I just finished that little section with some smooth notes. It's in the arpeggio, the triplets. And that's the next section that I want to talk to you about. The middle of this piece is full of the arpeggios, the triplets, and then the last line. Here's where they happen. That's in the middle, and then we have the last line. Okay, so the way to make those triplets sound really good are to use more bowing action in your bow arm. You want to open up the elbow and close it. I'm going to stay in the middle of my bow, but I'm going to use a lot. I'm not going to get stuck at the tip or stuck at the frog. And the problem is that if I used too small of a bow, this is how it would sound. And that just doesn't sound as advanced as this. Okay? The other thing is that if I keep using really small bows, it's very easy to have my bow and my left hand start moving at different speeds, and then my fingers get all jumbled up, and it just doesn't sound very good. So we need, in order to keep the tempo just right, use a lot of bow. Open and close at your elbow. Play it slowly. Let each note have its chance to shine. Okay? So those are the three things that I wanted to point out in this piece. You have the pinch in the middle of the two hooked notes of the dotted pattern. That's a dotted 8th note and a 16th note. Pinch, pinch. Then we have the very strong up bow accents where you pinch at the tip and let go for a long note. And then we have the smooth triplets in the middle. And then at the end, you see me using a lot of bow. I'm very, very smooth. Alright, so now I want to tell you a quick story that I like to keep in mind when I'm playing Witch's Dance, and then I'll perform it all the way through for you. I like to think of this song as a story of witches gathering at midnight. They're coming from all over the land, and they're gathering in a forest, deep dark in the center of the forest, and they're going to have a big bonfire. It's a once-a-year celebration. So all the witches are coming from every corner of the land, and they're gathering, and they're happy to see their friends, so they're skipping along, and that's what that main theme is. They're obviously very excited about seeing their friends. So that's the skipping idea. But you know that witches like to cast spells, so along the way they're going to collect ingredients to be thrown into the bonfire for big spells. And it just so happens that the witches need some bugs, some very special bugs, to go in the spells. So they need to squish them and then collect them to take with them. So those strong up bow accents, I like to think of those as squishing the bug. Squish. Squish another one. Okay? So you hear that, they're squishing, they're making a nice big action. They collect the bug and take it with them to do their spells. Alright, so when you get to the middle of the piece, where the arpeggios and the triplets happen, that's where everybody has gathered already, the bonfire is raging, and they decided to cast some spells. So each one of those triplet or arpeggio passages I like to imagine as a complete spell. Somebody cast a spell. And another one. And that was another one. But, oops, somebody accidentally cast a sleepy spell. So now all of the witches, instead of dancing around, they're starting to get a little tired. They're slowing down. So we have this kind of a sound. And they all fall asleep. They just kind of fade away. So now they've all fallen asleep. The sleeping spell worked. But skip ahead to the morning, the sun is going to come up, it's dawn, and they need to run away. They don't want to be caught in the forest by all the villagers. So suddenly they wake up and realize, uh-oh, wake up, wake up. They wake up all of their friends. Now they gather, they're all ready to go, and they're going to run away as fast as they can so nobody will catch them. Okay? So that is the little story I like to think of when I'm playing Witch's Dance. Now let me perform the whole thing for you.